So when I was a kid, I was actually taught to have a speaking voice when I'm on the phone, mainly because my mom was a single mother raising 3 kids, and so whenever someone picked up the phone, she wanted to sound like there was a man in the house. So just to kind of protect, it's kind of a security measure. So I was always taught, especially if I picked up the phone, I gotta have that voice, do that. So interesting enough, it just kind of stayed with me. So now that I'm older, and older I got, and every time I was on the phone, my voice hit a certain level. And so it was so funny because people get thrown off by it. And it goes also with my morning voice. It's like, it's down here kind of thing. And the funny part is like my family know me. They know my voice. So whenever I ever pick up the phone, I usually get made fun of for it. Especially by my grandmother made fun of me. Just to consider that. She's yeah, it's always funny calling your house because you hear, hello? Hey, David. Hey, Grandma. I'm like, why you make fun of me, Grandma? Why you do that to me? Why you do that to me? Yeah, my grandma she was pretty savage. But I needed that speaking voice. I needed it. And it worked out for me. I still have it now. Right. You'll know it too because it's my I don't know you voice. Hello? Who's this? That's that, so you'll know it. You'll know it if you get it from me. Either I'm just waking up, or I don't know you. Actually, if you're calling me and I don't know you, I probably just won't pick up because, well, I don't know you. What up, everybody? This is the House of Dark, and welcome to a new episode of Real Talk. We're gonna get in this. It's exciting. It's fantastical. It's one of the greatest reviews I think I've ever. It's exciting. I think yes, it's an exciting review. For those who don't know, for some reason, I don't know why you wouldn't know, unless you're just not a gaming person at all. Final Fantasy VII Remake came out last week. It's only been it's about a week, little over a week. And I just finished it like a day or two ago, and I just haven't had a chance to do a review. We're doing it now. For those who don't know, this is Final Fantasy VII is on the short list of the greatest role-playing games or RPGs that ever came out on any console, next to Mario RPG, next to Chrono Trigger, next to what? There's like a list. There's like Dragon Quest, Breath of Fire. What's the other one? Like Earthbound or Mother. It's on that list of like greatest RPGs ever. And so when they announced the remake, it was a big deal. We probably talked about it. I'm sure I've mentioned it in a previous episode and stuff like that, especially when the demo came out last month. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. This remake was done. So just finished it, and it's definitely an experience. It's a great experience at that. It was one of those games where soon as the problem with this game, there's like a short list of games where you put it on, you turn it on, and before you know it, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. it's one of those. It's one of those games. Monster Hunter World does that to me. And I think like Spider-Man that came on PS4, and even Dad of War that got me too. I'm playing. You're in it before you know it. It's been like 4 or 5 hours, and you're like, oh man, I need to go to bed. That's what happens. What happens with this game? So right out the gate, one of the things, obviously it looks beautiful. The game's beautiful. It's just like it's cleaner than the demo, obviously. Number 2, like the music, the music is like, it is going in the entire time. Whether it doesn't matter if it's an action scene, or it's introducing characters, or it's a serious moment, or any. It's like the music is always, it's spot on, it's dead on, it's killing it the entire time. All the characters are great. Their portrayals are done well. The voice actors are killing it. Fun fact, guys, all those who know Tyler, oops, I feel like something's jabbing me in the arm. Oh, see, so how when you have a brand new shirt, and you haven't got all like little tag things out, those little plastic things that pokes you. That's what's happening to me right now. Look, got it. Look, I got it. Get out of here, tag thing. Made me feel like I got attacked by a bear. It was all in my armpit and stuff. It felt weird. Anyways, Shout out to Tyler Hoechlin. For those who don't know him, he is Superman in Supergirl. He is the voice of Sephiroth. So shout outs to him for sounding creepy and sexy at the same time. That's Sephiroth. He has that weird soft voice, and yet he is menacing when he does it. You know, he's hello Cloud and does that thing. It's crazy. It's creepy but also cool at the same time. Yeah, but all the voice acting is done great, and this is one of the things they talked about too, like especially for a game that has multiple links, especially because Final Fantasy VII is a JRPG, and the fact that like the voiceover is synced, they like to the character when they speak. In other words, like when he starts speaking, you hear the voice. When he stops speaking, the voice stops. That's great syncing. It means they put the time and energy and money into making sure you get complete immersion in this game. All the settings are great. I think like they definitely want you to experience life in Midgard. That's one of the biggest things. Like, what's it like in the upper plate? What's it like in the slums? What's it like in Shinra Tower? What's it like being in a Mako reactor? It is. They definitely want you to experience every bit of it from beginning to end of what it's like in this entire city, and they did a great job getting you to understand the feeling of this place. Whether it's dealing with like bougie Shinra employees down to like the like there's like seedy characters in the slums to the experiences of all the weirdos in the wall market. It is done super well. Shout outs to the characters like portrayal from Barrett all the way down to Chocobo Sam. Yeah, Chocobo Sam, which is funny because Chocobo Sam's in the game. It doesn't spoil anything. But for those who don't know who Chocobo Sam is, you didn't play the game. But what I like about this game is that for all of us hardcore FF7 people, we know the story. We know the story from beginning to end. So it's technically you're not spoiling the story. And what's interesting about this is like it's not just a remaster or remake of the exact game from '97. Obviously, like the battle mechanics has changed. There's everything. There's like a redesign. They made the characters look cooler, but it's a retelling of a story in a way to where it brings everything to life. Like and I get that because I have 2 books that I wrote, and every time I read those books, there's things I wish I can redo. And actually, that's what I'm doing. I'm rewriting those books because I want to do a retelling of that story in such a way to where just the pacing's better. You get a better feeling about what the characters are about, things like that. And I feel like you get that from the game. They did a good job seeing how committed Barrett is to being part of Avalanche. Because when you meet him, he's literally. He sounds kooky when you first meet him. Listen to this, the pain of the planet and stuff like that. Then you meet, the bowl of sunshine and positivity that is Aerith. Which is funny because my wife, she doesn't know anything about Final Fantasy VII, but a little bit I tell her. She sits down and she watches it. Goes, you're right. She's like positive all the time, and so as you can see, and even from her, from being someone who knows nothing about it, enjoys the characters and how they talk to each other and the story part of it, and they did a great job of showing that. They get in the psychological structure of Cloud in this is done very well. Like this man has issues and it shows, and it's so funny how try hard he is about being I'm tough and cool, and I'm from Soldier and blah 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 blah. Like there's a moment where Barrett asks him if he's around, if he's in his 20s, and he's like, so what are you, about 20 or something? And Cloud's like, no, first class. It doesn't go beyond that. He's like, no, man, I'm not asking your rank, I'm asking your age. And it just shows you kind of how hard Cloud's trying to be this, yeah, I'm tough, I'm first come from Soldier, he like that. He does that like the entire time. I'm Soldier, I used to be Soldier, I'm from Soldier, I'm from Soldier. It's so funny. And like T from Tifa's like portray, even like Marlene, this little like 5-year-old kid is done really, really well. And it's like you wouldn't think that would be something you would care about. But she's portrayed the way you would imagine a young child would be portrayed. in a game of this level. And even the bad guys are done well. I mean, everybody's done well. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm telling you this right now. Rude, for those who don't know Rude is part of this team known, part of this organization of Shinra known as the Turks. They do the dirty work and like seedy like things and stuff for Shinra. And they're always, and the one thing you can tell that they're Turks because they all wear black suits, and they all different. The suits are all they're different between like say from Rude to Reno and Singh and Elena. They all look relatively different. But man, I'm telling you right now, I'm not even telling you how he does it. But like when Rude is introduced into the game, man, I literally went, man, I wish he's playable. He came in there looking so cool. I was like, I officially want him to be officially my role model. I want to look like that man. He came in with the glasses and the black suit with the black tie and the black. I mean, he was clean. Brother was clean. I loved it. I think it was great. But but like that's what I mean. Like the portrayal of these characters are done well from everybody to everybody. You know, you from Don Corneo, he's like you're creeped out by him because he's a gross man. To like Professor Hojo, how much you hate Hojo and stuff like that. It's done so well. And you wouldn't expect anything less from Square Enix about this, and you would hope that you wouldn't expect less because this game, in all honesty, to a lot of people, is their life, man. That's people speed run this thing as part of their career. People like fall in love with this game when it came out back in '97. People have wrote thesis and done videos and explaining the importance of this game to them. So the emotional attachment people have to this game is huge. So for this game to be redone in such a way, it's a big deal. And I've mentioned before, if it wasn't for FF7 Remake, or no, not even Remake, the original, I would not have been put on the path to play RPGs probably to this day. I don't know, but it definitely was my first JRPG or RPG ever. And because of it, I played 7. Like I said, I played 7. I tried to stomach 9, and I don't like 9, but I played some, and I played 10. I've played FF11, which is one of the first MMOs I played. 12. I try to play 13. 13's trash, but whenever I play 14 forever. 15 I play. You know what I mean? So this is, and any other Final Fantasy games that come after that, I'm probably gonna play. Why? Because it's Final Fantasy. 2, I like RPGs. And I've been playing them ever since. And so it's cool. It's cool to be part of this like big event of like reliving this epic story in a new way. And it really is a new experience because like as much as we all know the story of Final Fantasy VII, it's being told in such a way to where you're experiencing a lot of stuff for in a new way, like the introduction of like Wedge and Biggs and Jesse and how they interact and all this stuff. It's all done in such a way to where like you know these characters, from the old game, but now you're getting to know them better because of the voice acting and their portrayals and the animations. They're done so well, and just the city itself, you get to see the slums and how and the new characters they added to it, and it's done super well. Battle system's really cool. It's no longer turn-based like from the old days. It's more mimicking of from like bits and pieces from like say like you can say like, oh, it's kind of like Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, it is, but it's like more it's kind of like Final Fantasy 15 is, but they cleaned it up. They made it cooler, and you literally get to experience playing all the characters. Except for a couple, except for one, which we all kind of knew. So it's not really a spoiler to be in all honesty, but we'll let you figure it out once you get to it. But like everybody plays different. Cloud from Tifa to Barrett, Aerith, they all play different, and they all have a different feel. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, in all honesty, I didn't think I would have fun playing Barrett because you think, oh, he's just shooty guy. He's got the gun arm. All you're gonna do is shoot. And yet there's moments when you play him, you're like, oh man, he's actually very fun. And that's one thing I actually do like too. Is like everyone feels different. They're all enjoyable to play, and in every scenario you're playing with, you guarantee you're gonna be playing everybody. So you're not, and while I wanted to play Tifa all the time, you're put in situations where you have to switch to Cloud because of who you're fighting, or maybe you have to switch to Barret because maybe there's some they're flying because you're fighting a couple of Drakes or in the air. And while you can do aerial attacks with Cloud and Tifa, maybe it's better to use Barret because he has a gun. He has a gun arm. You can shoot. There's going to be moments where you're gonna play everybody. And it's cool and it's fun doing so. The materia systems and they've consolidated, they improved it. Like I said, they put in the music is fantastic, and there's moments where you hear it as soon as it hits you. That's the first thing you're like, man, the music. That's like almost every time I've watched someone who's playing through it. That's the first thing that comes out of their mouth. When I watch Max play through like certain chapters, he goes, man, the music. That's the first thing because the music's done so well and it's almost perfect in every place you're in and every situation, and the music's done in such a way to where you're just in it. You're in it. You're just in it. You're in it. It's full immersion. You're in. It's just all the boss battles. Are fun. They're challenging. That's the great part about it too. So it's like people are like, oh, it's just a hack and slice. No, you actually. There's a lot, and even like the regular enemies, there's a challenge to some of these regular enemies. You think, oh, you're just fighting jobbers, but if you're not paying attention, there's a challenge. Like there's these Shinra soldiers that have shields, and you can't just go in there just you can't do this. You can't just start swinging at them because they block everything. So you have to find a way to get around the shield. Things like that. The game makes you think. And at first, when you're first playing, you're like, oh man, I don't know how are you gonna beat these guys, or and stuff like that. But once you start getting into the game and understanding how the stagger system works, especially learning everybody's weaknesses and stuff like that, the game. It makes it you get into this rhythm of how to like fight the bosses or fight the enemies, and it gets super fun, and you're just it's fun, and if you're not careful, even if because you start in normal difficulty, you can die. I think I've died through the whole playthrough, I think I've died 4 times. Which isn't bad. It's not bad, but if you're not careful, it takes the whole party out if you're not paying attention to what they're doing. So yeah, it's not hard, but it's definitely a challenge if you're not paying attention to what you're doing. It's definitely a challenge, and they added new stuff, new mini games. There's stuff in this game that you didn't think that they would put in there. It's really really cool. And I just excuse me, water break. We're gonna have a water break real quick. Sorry, I had to do that. Had to do it. But it's definitely an experience. And when you beat the game, you walk away. Not only walking away wanting to play again, but you're walking away story-wise. You're like, man, how are they gonna do the next game? And I'm not gonna tell you why. You have to play it. You have to play it. You have to experience it for yourself. Because the way it ends, it literally opens this door, the ending is I've watched I think I watched a video, of someone talking about the ending, and then I watched after Max played it and beat it, the discussion he was having with chat and about what this could mean for the next game it's huge, and it's the anticipation about and now all I'm looking forward to now is playing the next game, and not just that, I want to go back and play 7 again, and see if I missed anything, because it's that's the kind of game it's now. It is now that there's so much in there, and maybe little hints of maybe what they're planning on doing story wise, that you want to go back and make sure the conversations you've had with people and the choices you made and stuff you've read or things you've heard from the NPCs. Did you get everything? And it's just it's. Once you beat it and see the ending, you're like, oh man, whatever 2's gonna be, Final Fantasy this 2 or part 2 is gonna be how they're gonna do it. I'm like, I don't know, because like I said, while the story, the way this game is being the way the story is being presented in this one, you almost can't assume how the next game's going to be. There's certain events you're pretty sure are going to happen, and because in the core it's still FF7, so there's events and stuff that you already know are going to happen. But you feel like on a narrative level, how are they going to do it? It's I feel like the telling is going to be done in such a way to where you're just committed. You're just in it, and there's no matter, and it's just you're not gonna see it coming. You really not. You're not, because even in this game, you pretty much know how it's supposed to go, and yet the way they put it down for you, you're not prepared. You're not prepared. You aren't prepared for how they tell you the story. You're not. I don't care how much you know it. I don't care how many times you played it, how many times you completed it, how many speed runs and PBs you've done. I don't care how many videos you've done, the books you've read, all the interpretations, the translations. You're not ready. You're not ready. And the last time I felt like this, like not prepared for anything, like even though you think you know everything, you don't know everything, is like it was like when I went to go see Infinity War. I'm dead serious. And then after the way Infinity War ended, I'm like, I have no idea how Endgame's gonna be. That's how it was. I was like, I don't even know, because I thought I knew the story because I know what the story's based off of. But I walked in and I walked out blown away, blown away. And then I'm like, man, how's the next movie gonna be? I have no idea what direction they're gonna take. I don't know. I don't know. I feel the same way with this, and it's kind of exciting, because you think you know everything. But then the way they do it, you're like, oh man, I have no idea what you're gonna do next. How are you gonna do it? But either way, it's gonna be great, because this is one of those games where they're not going to. There's no half-stepping. There's no half-stepping in this. It took this long to make this game, and it's epic. And it's done in such a way to where you, like I said, you want to go back and play it again. And I already started. I already finished the first bombing run, which is like, everybody knows that because it's the beginning of the game. And I'm already in. I'm already in, going back in there to get more, to play it again, to see what stuff I've missed, because I did. I missed stuff. And just go in there, just go in there and finish it off and see and then experience it all over again. Because that's one thing about FF7 Remake it's an experience, and it's an experience that everyone should at least have once, if not more than one time. And I'm going in multiple times, and it's one of those games. The last time I had a game like that, to where I played it all the time, and it was still a great experience for me, was Mass Effect 1 and 2. I played those things out. But I enjoyed it every time I played it. Every time I played it. And so this, I already know for a fact I'm going to play until when PS5 comes out, and when the new Final Fantasy 7, when the sequel comes out for FF7, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have already played this, if not a dozen times, maybe more than that, because that's how great this game is. So if you don't have the game, but you know someone who has the game, go to their house, make sure they beat it first, slap them in the mouth, take the game, or just stay at their house and play it, and play the game. For those who don't have it, but are big FF7 fans, come on over. Well, come on over when it's safe, but come on over, I'll let you play it. You gotta play it. You gotta play it. You have to. You gotta play it. You have to experience it. Because this is one of those games where you cannot play it. You cannot not play it. You can't avoid it. It's one of the great ones out there. If this game is not 2020 Game of the Year, I will eat my own hand. I as a big fan of good storytelling and characters, and as a fan of RPGs in general, and as a fan of FF7, I can guarantee that this game is fantastic. It's easily a 10 out of 10. Is it perfect? No. There's some things that bug me about it a little bit, but at the end of the day, I love this game. This game is really good, and if they can do, I'm dead serious. And we're not even finished with the whole game, because it's gonna be. They already made it clear it's gonna be like 3 games. I think it's gonna be like episodic. So we're not even done with this game yet, or with this story. But I'm like, if they can do this, Square, I'm telling you, man, remake Final Fantasy VIII. Because Final Fantasy VIII was one of my favorite ones. And I love those characters. I would love to see those characters redone and hear them speak and interact with each other. But more importantly, retelling of that story. That story is convoluted as a mess. That story is all over the place. When I try to explain that story, I'm like, I'm a little foggy in some of the details, but it's supposed to be this and this. You know what? Don't worry about it. And it's everywhere. It's everywhere and then nowhere all at the same time. But man, I'm telling you, if FF7 Remake is a sign of future projects for like Final Fantasy projects, 8 redo 8, man. I'm telling you, nothing will please me more than seeing 8 redone to this level. Oh man, could you imagine if they redid the gardens and how the gardens would look like in the inside, and oh, just don't even get me started. Oh man, it'd be great. Be great. So play it. You need to experience it for yourself. If you've never played Final Fantasy VII, this would be great for you. You know, because like I said, it's a retelling of a great story. If you've have played it before and loved it, play it again. Play this one, you'll enjoy it. And don't be that person. Don't be that person who's like, oh man, it's not like FF7, the original one, because it's got to be like, it's not like this and this and this and this and this and this. First of all, no. First of all, a remake doesn't mean an exact 100% mirror. Now, all the core stuff about FF7 original is in this game. It's there. But if you want like an exact copy of the original, you're not gonna get that. It's a retelling. It's literally a retelling of the original story. But if you want all that stuff and the turn-based and all that, go play the old one. They got a remastered version of 7. Just play that. Go play that. Don't be that person. Because you know what's so funny? That's how I felt about when Lion King came out. I'm like, Dad, I might as well just watch the original animated one, a live action. It's exactly the same movie. They put no imagination into it. It's pretty. But they didn't try to like retell the story in any way to give you more to it. So one thing about Aladdin I give credit for is like at least they were trying to retell this this epic story in such a way to where we can experience it from different in a different perspective. They didn't do that with Lion King, and I was like I just might as well go watch the other one. I like that one better anyways, the animated. But for FF7, this retelling I think it's fantastic. I think they've done a great job with it. And I think, and it's literally opening a door to like the thoughts I have about the next game are like all over the place. I'm like, I don't even know. I'm in end game feelings right now. I have no idea what to expect, and that's kind of exciting. This is the age where remakes are becoming a thing, and when they do these remakes, they're technically. Not only are you bringing to life these characters that have existed for years, but you're retelling. The retelling of it is the adventure. How are we going to How are we going to retell this story that people have known for years in such a way to where it's a new experience? I mean, they're doing what they did it with RE2. They did it with RE3. Apparently, RE4 is going to be a thing. So the remake idea is a thing, and it's successful. I mean, so to see FF7. This big epic tale being redone, not only redone like visually, but like expanding the world in such a way to where it's a new experience and telling the story in such a way to where it's new to all the hardcore and yet still familiar. It's fantastic. It's like good job. Nomura and all of you guys who are involved. Good job, you guys. This is like I said. This is a huge passion project for people who love this game and who love the characters and love the story. They didn't leave this to just anyone to tell. They didn't leave this to just anyone to do this. They are taking the time and the energy and the effort and the stress and all of that. They put that on their shoulders, and the fact that they're taking a big risk, because like I said, this is a big story, and this is people care about these characters and this story really hard. I've seen the video of the announcement, and there are some tears, about this remake happening. So people care, and so the fact that they're willing to risk stake their reputation on some of the things they've done with the story and stuff like that, and just in doing the remake to begin with, because the expectations for this remake are huge. Like I said, because this isn't just anything. This is one of those games. Imagine if they went to remake Chrono Trigger or Mario RPG, how people would be about that. It's on that level, or like, you know what I mean? That's how people feel about these kind of games. So, and did I think, was it worth the risk? Yes. Did they succeed? 110%. They succeeded in everything that they wanted to do in this game. And I can't wait to see what they do with the next, because see, my voice went away. As good as this game is, how do you top this? How do you make it better? What do you improve on? What mechanics are you going to introduce in the next one? How are you going to expand a world that's already big? You know what I mean? How do you do it? How do you make it better and more in depth? How do you, and like, especially when you're going to be introducing new characters, because in the next one you're going to get Yuffie, Sid, Kate Sith, Vincent. Red 13's going to be playable. How do you do it? How do you make it so much just cooler than the first game and more fun? And especially with all these characters, how are you going to portray all these other characters you're going to introduce? You know what I mean? Oh man, I'm telling you, it's going to be really cool to see, and especially like just seeing how they were going to be portrayed. You know, how Sid's going to be portrayed, like how angry he's going to sound, how edgelord is Vincent going to be. You know what I mean? It's going to be really cool to see all those things. And if this is the standard, if FF7 Remake is the standard going on out with this, I can't wait. You have my money. You already got my money, and the second one hasn't even come out yet. So congratulations to Square Enix and everybody who was involved. You got a big one out here for everyone to enjoy. And so once again, 10 out of 10 for me for the House of Darkness FF7 Remake. Go out there and play it. Enjoy it. Don't be that person. Be open-minded. Don't be that person. It's like, well, it's not like the old one. Don't do that. Don't do that. Back in my day, our RPGs were turn-based. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Open your mind up. Be ready for some retelling. And like I said, it's still there. The story is still there. The characters are still there. What you loved about the original FF7 is in there. But expect, be happy for some expansion, for some new, some fresh. That's what you need. Some fresh. Nothing's wrong with fresh. Fresh is good. It's revitalizing. It's invigorating. Enjoy it. All right, guys. This is the House of Darkness. Thank you for listening to me rant about, some nerd stuff. And, I enjoy doing these things, and I appreciate you guys listening. And so, go out there. Play some games. Have some fun. And if you're that bored, go mow the lawn. I'm sure people's grass is out there looking crazy. Mine's looking crazy. Looking pretty bad. Might have to go mow it. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna mow it. I'm gonna go back and play some more FF7. I'm gonna do it. Tifa is life. Tifa is life.